That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see, I brought that in. That's Eno from 1973, his solo album that he probably doesn't want mentioned much anymore.
No.
But there you go. It's tough.
What was it called?
It was called Cindy. I think that one was called Cindy Tells Me.
All right.
We have Liza Tarbuck with us. Lisa, good morning. How lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks very much. I love your shirt.
Thank you very much indeed. It's for those at home who are watching in black and white. It's in a kind of a turquoisey, silky shot.
Oh, it's more than turquoise. It's deeper than that.
I tell you what I've noticed recently, though, with wearing the colourful shirts, occasionally. Not so much the blue, but whatever dye they use in the red one, sometimes I go home and if I've been sweating a lot, I've got bright red armpits. That's really not a good look.
No, it's not.
Like some sort of primate.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks itchy.
Yeah, the blue would be fine.
I'd have cream all over that.
Immediately I'll wipe it off, don't I? I don't leave it there for days. You look lovely. You look different.
Thanks very much. I'm Italian, aren't I?
Lisa Tarbuck looks slightly Italian today. She's got very dark hair.
I've got a wig at the back because I have to age up.
Right.
Oh, it's great fun. I was likened to Peggy Mount.
Well, that's...
But I'm taking that as a compliment,
well,
believe
yeah,
me.
that's probably the only way you should look at it. Well, let's explain why. Why have you changed your look so drastically?
Well, I'm in a play that Franco Zefirelli has directed.
Oh, unbelievable.
And I have to be a sort of bourgeois Italian pain-in-the-neck gossip.
And so you've dyed your hair to look Italian-age,
Yeah,
of course.
and it works. And it's my brunette summer, and I'm very happy with it.
Do people react to you differently now that you're brunette?
Yeah, they do, actually. Things are quieter, but there seems to be more respect. What does that mean?
I think, well, people do. I think because blonde women, they do think, you think, A, they're dozier, which is wrong of you. B, you think they're readily available for whatever you fancy.
I think you're probably right, actually.
No, when my wife went blonde for a while, she noticed when she went in shops and stuff, she got treated totally differently. Because when she's got the red hair, if it's not clean, she gets treated like a shoplifter. Which is fair enough.
If it's not clean?
Well, when her hair looks a bit manky, like everyone goes out occasionally.
Second day and you can't be bothered.
Second week with Jane. And she goes out like that. She gets followed around by security in boots. Because it's dyed red, they think she's a crusty.
Well, like you'd have dyed red hair and then go on a nick.
Oh, you see people on those kind of those anti-capitalist marches. That's what she looks a bit like on those days. She'd be happy with that. And yet, I know when she went blonde, it was a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
And because you've been blonde for years, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I don't know what my own hair colour is, and this is as near as I can get.
There's one good way of finding
I'm
out.
very grey.
We can sort that
Should
out.
Should we do that in the next music thing?
That would be for
me.
me.
Are we all in on that?
That would be for me just the perfect show.
I don't like it getting this rude this early.
Yeah, no, it is
if I was at home now, I'd be like that.
Yeah, you are. I get the feeling you are quite judgmental in that respect.
I'm not Oh no, I don't like the idea of being anyone's judge, actually.
Okay, well, not judgmental as such, but certainly you have standards, I think.
I've got standards and a very strong moral code.
Yeah, well, that's a great thing to have.
And you know what I think a moral code is? It's how you behave when nobody's watching.
Well, that's interesting.
I run a very tight ship.
That's a very interesting point to make. Yeah, but you see, I always feel, this is what keeps me in line, I always feel ghosts are watching. Right?
Well, maybe
I always
they are.
think, and if ever I've done something which I feel I shouldn't, normally on my own in a hotel room, I think, okay, what if...
What have you got on? What are you watching?
What if someone's granddad's watching?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or a much-loved family pet. You don't want to think about that, and that's why they're watching you right now.
But, there's a level of, arrogance in that they'd care about what you're doing when they might have done it themselves.
I don't think they're interested. I think they've seen it all before. But I think we feel ashamed. What are we talking about exactly?
I don't know
specifically.
Somebody does, don't they?
The ghosts who've seen it all. Lisa's currently appearing. Has this started already then?
Oh yeah, we're on off and running. It's doing ever so well.
The play's called Absolutely, Perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's at the Wyndham Theatre in London. Who wrote this play?
Pirandello wrote it in 1917, and then Martin Sherman has. It's been done once in quite a dull copy of it in the 60s, and then Martin Sherman, who wrote Bent, has redone this for now. And I think Joan Plowright and Franco Zefirelli took it to the producers and said, we want this as a sort of double act because there's an old lady's part in it.
Right.
And obviously Joan is prime for it and is wowing audiences every night.
As indeed you are, I believe. You see, but you see how nicely she is. Immediately, most people come on, they want to talk about the play, they want to talk about themselves. Immediately, she's helping out the oldie. Yeah. Immediately, she's deflecting the praise that's coming her way and saying, someone else in the play is better than I am. Which is probably the case.
It's Joan Plowright, though, come on.
Yeah, is she not Dame Joan or Lady Joan?
Well, she's Lady Olivier, isn't she?
Lady Olivier, so she's got there. She's terrific, though, isn't she, of course? She must be lovely to work with, I imagine.
Oh, charming.
Yeah. Who else is on it with you?
Well, in actual fact, it's quite a distinguished cast, so you'd have to see them to actually know them.
Right, so i.e. people we don't know their names, but
people from like Kavanagh and people like Juliet
Bravo. We'd have seen them in the bill, in Casualty.
Jobbing actors who prefer, actually. They'll enjoy a bit of TV work, but their heart is in the theatre. But that's what I'm finding out.
People turn up occasionally in Holby City, but you can see they'd rather not be there.
No, they wouldn't do Holby City.
They wouldn't do Holby?
No.
Why not?
All these people have got second homes. I'm amazed.
Yeah, you see, the Fiata's where it's
My jaw's slackened since I've started this run.
Just because you've seen them turning up in limos and...
Well, yeah.
being carried, they've got coolies carrying them to work.
Sedan chairs line up at the back. Patrick Stewart started over the road. Martinis in the blimmin' interval.
What's Patrick Stewart doing over the road? What place is he in?
I can't remember what the name of that is, which is rude, but we only know because all the Trekkie fans have turned up.
Do you get... No, that must be strange seeing them.
When you're on the loo and you listen to their banter.
Once again, aren't we back to these things you shouldn't be doing when you're on your own?
What, having a wiggle? I think, actually, that's probably one of those things you're meant to do on your own, isn't it?
Although occasionally.
Well, sure.
So you're on the stage every night apart from
Matinee
Sunday,
today.
is it? So 2 shows today.
2 shows on a Wednesday, which I think is a bit unfair. I wish Joan had sort of not agreed to that.
2 shows on a Wednesday?
She's got a lot of clout.
That's... Good heavens. So it's 2 shows today, 2 shows on the Wednesday. That's a lot of work.
It is. It's really... we're sort of halfway through from the beginning of rehearsals now. We're on till the end of August. And it is. We're tired. But there's 18 of us in the cast, so it's a big cast as well.
It's a big cast. Now, how does that work financially then? How does the money break down on that? That must be...
Rubbish, I think.
So Joan gets the lion's share at the top, I guess. You must do fairly well because your TV's Liza Tarbuck.
No, but that's not why I've done it, to be fair.
I know, I don't think that is, and certainly they wouldn't be getting the same thing. I know, they're not getting what you do on TV.
No, I needed to sort of like do a bit of a break in, but of course with that comes is like, yes, I'll do a certain amount of publicity and no more, for example.
Yeah.
Because it's like coming on and doing this. I get sick as a viewer of seeing somebody pushing something when in actual fact I know they're interesting enough to hold a good chat about anything and not necessarily about a new book.
But I like people talking about what they're doing now anyway. So it's that double-edged thing. On the one hand, you don't want people just to be on saying. It's that embarrassment when the first question you ask someone and they turn it round to that and you say, how's your summer been? Well, I'm at the Wyndham Theatre and it's going to be hot all summer, I hope, while I perform in Franco Zefirelli's, which you didn't do.
No, I wouldn't.
People do. No, you would be... Once again, you've got too much class.
That's very nice of you.
I do think you're too classy for
the likes of...
For me. For this country, I've decided. You should live in New Zealand or somewhere.
That's right, get me out of the way on an island.
Somewhere where they've got a strong moral
code.
and few ghosts checking up.
I think you think I'm a pain in the arse.
No, I don't. I don't at all. But I admire you, and frankly, I find myself judged badly against you, and... you don't want to be reminded.
I like you, though. Come on.
Well, that's OK, then.
Oh, stick a record on while we
Yeah, let's leave Andy out of this for a start. We don't want to get to that.
Sick of this.
All right, what should we play?
I'm going to play some Etta James.
Oh, well, that's quite nice. That makes a change. Okay. That was lovely.
It was.
Not that we were really listening here in the studio, but it is.
In
we
the
know
background,
it's
that's cracking.
Yeah, I was listening to some girls' bands music on the way in, like those 60s girls singing groups. It's great stuff, you forget.
Very you, that, though, isn't it?
Yes, especially with the roof down.
All in one.
Sneezing. Liza Tarbuck is currently at the Wyndham Theatre in London, absolutely. She's on stage every day. Do you get Sunday off, is that right?
Yeah, Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of wish that you had Monday off as well. You need the double.
Yeah, you do need 2 days.
But I'm not moaning. I love it.
And when you're on stage, how long is the play for starting? How much of that do you spend on stage?
We're down by 9:30. I can be at home for 10 o'clock.
So down by 9:30. So when up is theatre talk for its starting. Theatre is the stage.
7:30.
The curtain's up. Yeah.
Tabs out.
Down. These are great.
Tabs out.
So you're up at 7:30 and you're down at 9:30. You'll be home by 10.
Lighting 4 and go.
And what time do they actually call you? Do you get a little call beforehand? Is there a knock on the door? It's like 5 minutes, Ms. Tarbuck.
Oh yeah, you get the whole. Do you know that's the sort of buzz I like?
Yeah.
And at the back of the Wyndhams, they've got a door from dressing room 1, and anyone of any note who's been in dressing room 1 has their name painted on the front of the door that you can only see from the stage side.
Oh, that's
so you've got people like Ivor Novello on there. And
fantastic.
God, the history of it seeps into your blood.
Is there an old man at the stage door, maybe with one eye and a cat, who's got tales to tell?
I don't think he'd be very happy with me saying yes to that.
No, but it's that kind of...
Yes,
I'm in the right
is.
weekend. You don't see so many people with one eye anymore, do you?
I know, what's happened to them?
I tell you what depresses me is advances in modern prosthetics have ruined the world. You used to see, when I was growing up, humps, one-legged people, no-armed men, people,
Columbo.
Eyes missing, teeth, whole half the face gone. Now, everyone looks virtually the same. What do you rub for luck on the street anymore?
Well, certainly not as chimney sweep, or is that kissing?
I think you kiss a sweep, don't you?
What else do you rub for luck?
Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen, I think, is probably a fairly good candidate.
I think I look a bit like him with my hair dark.
Yeah, but no, you
a little bit.
Yeah, actually...
I've got a look... I could be a sister.
No, he's prettier.
I'll go along with that.
You look really sexy, actually, with the dark hair. You know that.
Yeah, but I put a dress on because you blooming gave me down the banks the last time I was on for not dressing up.
Well, you look really lovely.
Kathy Burke said that to me last night. Yeah, he had a go at me for not dressing up.
You've got to make an effort. What's wrong with making an effort? You're doing a show. You're here to
You're absolutely right,
thing,
actually.
Make a bit of an effort, you know? Smarten up. I saw a woman driving in this morning who'd made no effort whatsoever. Fair enough, she's not coming on the show.
Sure.
But then I imagine that she was possibly an artist. And then it appealed to me, the artisan lifestyle, and it made me think of you, knowing you, because you are an artist. You are. You paint all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
Lisa loves to paint. What a nice life that is. Get up in the morning, the smell of turps, oil, an unfinished canvas.
Dog,
oil. Yeah, what a
all
lovely
mixing
life.
together. That's a heady combination,
That's
isn't
a lovely feeling, isn't it? Maybe a bit of goose fat. White spirits. The smell of white spirits you can't beat.
Oh, I love the smell of that.
Yeah,
Did you used to like the smell of tar?
I love the smell of tar. I used to like it when men were painting fences black.
What? That's creosote, isn't it?
Right, I think we've gone down. We've kind of come to the end of our Proustian smell memories.
And it's time for the news.
Oh, thank God.
Don't worry. I wonder what Colin smells like this morning. Let's find out as we go over now, live, 88 to 91 FM. This is Radio 2 from the BBC. That's the Walker Brothers. Oh, that's wonderful.
Can't beat his voice, can you?
Colin Berry there. It's a cologne which smells alarmingly like sherry, because I walked past the room there, so it's, you know.
Very
Japanese,
expensive
he said.
Japanese, yeah.
Japanese
My
sherry.
eye, I say, Colin.
That's the voice of Liza Tarbuck. She's on the stage at the moment. I'm tempted to go and see her. I'm going to go and see Natasha Richardson in that play. I'm going to go and see that.
Oh, you should. I thought she was lovely last week.
She was lovely, and I've heard it's a great play.
Oh, yeah.
And then the very next night, I might come and see you. Get all my theatre out of the way.
Do you know, that is
like
too much for you.
Get it all out the way early. What happens when people in the audience, do you get a lot of coughing? Are you aware of the audience? Do you hear mobile phones going off? Does that happen?
Yeah.
That's so horrible, isn't it?
Actually, I think it's quite rude, but of course you do know it happens, don't you? We had Prince Charles in and mobile went off.
Was it his?
No. Although he did afterwards, he was very funny, and he did say that every time he hears a phone, if he goes out, he worries that it's his policeman.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Well, yeah, you'd be quite, I don't know.
One's security.
Yeah.
But I suppose, you know, we all dislike when that happens. Occasionally, we've all made the mistake of thinking we've turned our phone off.
Well, exactly. It's like, look at him driving on the phone down there. You know, everyone's answered a call on the phone.
I hate that, though, don't you?
I think it's dreadful.
When I see people, I occasionally wish I had an air rifle with me when I see people driving.
Do you know, I wish I had an air rifle full stop.
Yeah.
Or a megaphone attached to my bed.
Yeah.
That's out the window, where if somebody comes up and beeps, stop it, and really frighten someone.
Well, you know what, if you want...
Should we do it?
We'll rig that up for you.
I would love that, but it'd have to be disguised.
Yeah, we could disguise it as a satellite dish.
Yeah, I don't want people coming and knocking on the door and looking for trouble. That's too much.
Isn't that terrible? That's human nature, though, because like, if someone's nearby and they're having a party too loud, you will phone, okay, but you don't want them to know it's you phoning.
Yeah, well, absolutely right. Or I'll let them go to midnight, and then I'm really going to have to come down quite heavy on them.
Yeah. I'll let them go to 12:30 before I make the first call.
Nice, but that's because you're up and having quite a good time yourself.
Not often.
Ah.
I'm normally about 10:30 I start getting very sleepy.
Yeah, but that's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite nice.
You've got no bags.
10:30 in the morning we're talking here. What time do you go to bed then? What's your life like? So the theatre's... So you're down at 9:30.
Yeah.
The curtain's down.
Which I'm saying because I think it's an event, this play. It's... It looks beautiful, but it feels eventy every time we do it, and we've done it an awful lot now.
Just having a cast of 18, I would imagine, if you're in the audience, it would feel quite special, because you don't
normally
often
you'd
see
get
it.
that in the National, but you wouldn't get that in the West End because of paying everybody. So the fact that we're not doubling up, so everything's fresh, and a couple of Franco's conceits are brilliant.
And who's the set by then, if it's a beautiful set?
He designed it. I mean, he's a big history of art man.
Yeah, I know, he's known for that. 18 people in the play. How does the dressing room situation work out there?
It's tight.
There can't be enough space.
Things are quite tight. Although Sian, who's listening in bed now, and I'm a bit annoyed, and I are in Madonna's old one, who she put the power shower in, sure, but she blocked the window up. Oh, where is the love in that?
You can't ever block a window up.
She put a power shower in.
Well, yeah, it's a lovely power shower. Sure, I'd rather have a window, thanks very much.
Well, I don't know, you know. That is a tough call.
Well, there's the one upstairs you could go and use.
Yeah, but
in the boys'
room,
room.
you've got to traipse down with your towels.
Yeah, true.
Leaving a trail. It's not so good. But a window, you love a window.
Oh, I love a window, don't you?
I sometimes wake up panicking like I live in the olden days when there weren't so many windows because of the window tax. Because there was a window tax.
There was.
I know.
Oh, how brutal is that?
And sugar.
And sugar, to imagine those days.
People were really mean. Anything that sort of went clear when it was heated, there was a tax on it.
I love that.
What else?
That's good work. Sand, presumably.
Yeah.
You seem to be really enjoying this, though. This is something...
I'm really happy.
But you're someone who looks for challenges, I feel.
Well, I don't like being bored.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I must admit, I couldn't do a show that I didn't really sort of have my belly involved in. And that's not hard.
We're talking artistically here.
Well, yeah, it's got to feel right, hasn't it? I'd rather do nothing.
Yeah.
I'd rather get a bit of a, dog-walking house routine on.
And you have that occasion, I guess, because I know that you're a home-loving person. You have, how many dogs now?
Only one.
Only one, okay. So you haven't turned into a mad old dog lady yet.
Yeah, in an ideal world, I think I'd run a kennels.
Well, that's your future. Your future will be, I suspect, you'll wind up like Beryl Reid did.
Only with cats, yeah.
Suckling animals. Someone I know claims this is true, that he went to visit Beryl Reid and she was suckling a kitten when she was.
On
we
what?
know the person.
Like just a finger, or are we talking...
On her bosom.
On her bosom.
Yeah, it's such a lovely picture. Especially with Father's Day looming.
Yeah, that is quite... A card with that, with Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, picture of Beryl Reid.
In glitter.
Hey, speaking of Father's Day, what have you got your dad?
I've just got him a big sack of wet love, and I'm going to take over and just love him all day.
That's not a present.
Oh, no, that is a present.
No, that's there. That should be there.
Oh, it is there, but I don't know. But I thought, I've come on an hour early.
Make him a card or something.
No, I'll do better than that. I will. I'll go down to Liberty's now and have a good hour's rummage.
Whatever you do, even if you don't buy him something, get a bag, so whatever you pick up from the petrol station on the way over looks like you got it from Liberty's. That's the key, I think.
I'll get him something technical, because you can't even wire a plug.
Men love anything that involves either a battery...
Not him.
He doesn't like that?
No, God, blimey, no.
Oh, of course, he's up from the old days, of course. He's probably scared of portable power.
Yeah, he probably is, actually.
So your Walkman to your dad is like black magic.
Electricity.
I can imagine your father's cat weasel.
Yeah.
Electricity.
Water tower.
I was like, why haven't they made that into a movie?
Oh, wasn't that fantastic? Did you watch that regularly?
Of course.
I had a cat weasel camp.
It had... Oh, no, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, I was allowed... It had 2 rooms. I built it out bamboo, and I was allowed to light a fire.
See, I was an urban child suffering from urban blight. We didn't have space for a camp, but I used to dream. I used to watch Jack Hargreaves out of town, and I used to dream of making a coracle.
Oh, yeah.
And he used to say, go outside and get some twigs and bramble. There were no twigs and bramble near me.
Oh.
Just asphalt, glass, and blood.
Things that hurt.
Yeah, it was a rough life. And the occasional one-eyed gentleman to amuse you.
And a hump to rub.
Is your dad's health well, though? He's good at the moment because he's getting on as well.
He's diabetic, and I think he's the president of the Diabetes Society.
Oh,
so
wow.
occasionally he'll go and...
Now, is that because he's an esteemed gentleman or just because he's got it so bad?
No, he can control it with diet.
I would have thought if you had it worse than anyone else, they'd have to make you president. I tell you what, you've got the worst diabetes you've ever seen.
Right,
but
go on, stretcher in
the
it.
silver lining is you're the president.
Yeah, things are all right.
You're
Here's
the best at having diabetes.
No, I'm not joking about diabetes, actually. I'm not looking at you now, so I can't even...
I'm not saying it's funny.
I'm not being hooked into it.
I'm just saying it. He must have been at Scylla's birthday 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he was.
Because I was invited and I couldn't make it, and I was gutted. I had to go to another friend's birthday party, and you've got to prioritise these things.
Oh, of course you do.
I know him better than Scylla. I went along, and also he hasn't got any other friends. Scylla's got loads. Was it a good... Were you there?
I was meant to, but it was at Saturday night, 2 shows.
You're on stage. Okay.
And it's the things of getting a driver. How do you actually do that? So all this flash stuff you read about in Heat and OK.
But I don't drink, you see, so I drive myself everywhere.
Oh, no, that's
If
clever.
you're stuck one night, call me. I'll drop you off and pick you up. I'm often bored by about 11. It's quite nice to have
So you'd be up for that?
Oh, God.
Would you take your car or mine?
I'd take... Well, ideally my car.
Or we could get a van. Nice and high.
If we did a van, I could drop 7. I could drop off for Jerry and the pacemakers off and a couple of the searchers on the way home. They're all there.
I like it.
And then Lionel Blair can kip in the back.
Oh, no, don't be silly.
Get one of those caravanettes that open up like a little accordion.
I worked with Lionel Blair years ago, and he came over and said hello, and he said, do you know what, Lisa? 350 shows, and I haven't doubled an outfit once.
Ah!
I loved him for that.
Lionel Blair, one of the greatest living Englishmen, who I bumped into last week. It was my wife's birthday. We went to the Ivy for dinner, which was lovely. We went in. It's perfect. Who do you meet when you walk through the door? There's Lionel. Not working there. He wasn't meeting with He was at the table with a member of the Searchers. I've forgotten which one.
Right.
Okay. Over the other table, you see some other famous people. In walks Scylla.
Of course she does.
Scylla was there the same night.
Dale Winton?
Dale wasn't there. I don't know. It must have been a quiet night for the Ivy. Dale wasn't there.
Been.
And then Suggs and Jules Holland OBE turned up.
Has Jules Holland got an OBE?
He's got OBE today. What's going on?
Oh, I haven't read the papers yet.
That's quite alarming, isn't it?
Well, it's funny, you know, what I heard from one of the esteemed members of the cast, if you get an MBE or a CBE, you can build on that towards being a sir or a lady. If you get an OBE, that's it.
Really?
That's your token. Which, of course, once you've got one, you'd start thinking, actually, I quite fancy being a sir.
Yeah, you'd like a few more.
And it'd be like, yeah, sadly, you know.
I would love to be... Lord would be great.
Oh, Lord would be lovely. Where would you be Lord of?
I would probably be Lord of Leytonstone, which I suspect hasn't been taken yet. I think most of the duchies in East London are still up for grabs.
I'd go for Whipps Cross.
Whipps Cross is a great spot to be.
Lady Liza of Whipps Cross.
Whipps Cross is what a great location name that is. There used to be a swimming pool in Whipps Cross, a Lido, an outdoor one.
Lido or Lido?
A Lido.
Let's call the whole thing.
Well, it's the Liza Liza thing. I'm looking at you, I'm always thinking, is it a long eye or a short one? The Lido was near me. And,
Rub it.
But we could never find it. Well, it was like some sort of thing from it was like from Stig of the Dump. You'd go sometimes, you'd walk around and you'd find it very easily. Other times we'd turn up with our towels and pants, we'd spend hours looking, couldn't find it. We'd go home, we'd get lost in bushes.
You said there weren't any.
Well, there was one.
You liar.
They were all over by Whipps Cross. All right, let's have some more music, and Lisa should go in a minute.
Yeah.
I should.
She's got to go, number one, she has to go and buy her father a Father's Day
Yes,
present.
I do. And my brother a birthday present.
How old's your brother?
35, expecting his first baby in 3 weeks.
How nice. And is his birthday when?
Thursday.
Well, shall we play this for him, whatever it is?
Oh, how
It's kind of potluck. I don't know whether it'll be appropriate or not.
Well, it's the white,
wish it was
it's the
Stevie
white
Wonder.
stripes.
Which one?
The one that we played last week. It doesn't really work because it said there's no home for you here.
That's a great song.
Oh, no, I'll tell you what we could play. We play this one.
Oh, Andy, you're excited. And
This
I
would be
like
good
that.
because this is the one we played before. I want to be the boy to warm your mother's heart.
Before we go on with it, though, you're right. Andy got excited from it. You know
Yeah,
why?
he did. It was
Because
lovely.
suddenly we gave him something to do, which was well within his power.
Yeah, your left nostril.
Well, I'm sitting there on
flared.
the
But
You
it's
look
chubby
very
fingers.
well, actually,
But that's
for
what-
all the ribald statements you've been putting
Thank
out
you.
with.
But you know, that's what makes me happy to have you here, is because, OK, sure, we have a quota to fill, but there are jobs that he can do as well as anyone else. You know, there's no reason why he shouldn't be allowed to look after himself,
yes.
and pretty soon he'll be out of that house and he'll have his own front door, his own key. There won't be carers checking in on you every day.
I'd quite like that.
Yeah, what, having a carer?
Yeah, someone just come and check in on me just for an hour.
My Uncle Steve
puts me in a seat.
My Uncle Steve is listening at home. He's had a life, shall we say. He's
Yeah.
lived it to the very fullest. And he now has people who pop by. Yes, the Meals on Wheels come around occasionally. He has a carer who comes around occasionally. He loves it. They turn up occasionally.
Has he got a
Look
parrot?
after him. He hasn't got a parrot. No, he's
I
not
think they might need one.
He's not a pirate. When I say he's lived a life, he wasn't sailing the seven seas extorting cash.
Bluebeard.
No.
See, that's where I would... I'm so sorry, I took a left.
He just drank a little too heavily of the 60s.
Sure.
That's all it was,
Yeah.
really. But if you're listening now, Steve,
Hi.
keep it going. Give us a call later. And this is for... No, we didn't get the name.
Jim.
This
My
is
brother Jim.
For Jim Tarbuck, this is The White Stripes.